I used to believe my wife and I were unstoppable. She had the business brain, I had the creative spark. Together we built the Cole agency from nothing, a boutique PR firm in LA that punched way above its weight. Celebrities, tech CEOs, influencers, ... They all came to us. Then she screwed me over, not with another man. I could have handled that. She screwed me over with a termination. Letter. Yeah. My own wife fired me from the company I helped build. Told HR I was emotionally erratic and creatively spent. I found out when my company email logged me out mid-meeting. She didn't even tell me to my face. A week later, she served me divorce papers. 2 weeks after that, she was in Paris with one of our biggest clients. So yeah, ... I snapped. Not loud, not messy, just quietly, permanently. I didn't want to hurt her. I wanted to erase her. So I made a plan and started picking off her clients, one by one. I didn't see it coming. Not when she started working late. Not when she stopped answering texts during the day. Not even when she moved her things out of our shared office under the excuse of needing her own space to think. I just thought we were busy. That's the thing about being blindsided. It always feels obvious after. My name's Ethan Cole. I'm 40 years old, and I got fired by my wife. Yeah, you heard that right. My wife fired me. Let me back up a bit. 10 years ago, Madison and I started a boutique PR firm in a one-bedroom apartment in Santa Monica. I was a creative director for ad agencies back then, hopping from pitch to pitch. She had been working corporate PR for a big tech firm, but hated the bureaucracy. We both wanted something of our own, so we built it. The Cole agency she brought. The structure, contracts, legal, strategy. I brought the spark, slogans, visuals, campaign narratives, and it worked. Hell, it thrived. Within 5 years, we had our own office, a team of 15, and clients who made headlines on a weekly basis. People in LA knew our name. Hell, we were featured in a Forbes Couplepreneurs piece in 2021, and now, she doesn't even return my calls. It started unraveling fast. One morning, I walked into the office and my badge didn't work. I thought it was a glitch. The front desk intern looked like she'd seen a ghost when she let me in manually. My laptop had been remotely locked. My email account deactivated. Then HR called me in. Madison didn't even show up. Just a rep from legal and a folder. Ethan Cole, due to internal restructuring and performance concerns. Blah, blah, blah. She cited emotional instability, inconsistent leadership, and brand damage. Me, the guy who came up with every viral pitch we ever launched. The guy who stayed up 72 hours straight writing a recovery strategy. When a celebrity client got caught cheating on his wife. That guy, I walked out of the office without a title, without equity, and without so much as a thank you for your service. And still, I didn't believe she'd done it intentionally until the Paris photo. It was her Instagram story. Her, smiling with Darren Price, one of our biggest clients, a fitness brand CEO, with more abs than IQ points. They were having champagne in the Eiffel Tower suite at the Shangri-La. Her caption, "New beginnings with new energy, #power partnership, I." Was the old energy, apparently. And just like that, I went quiet. I didn't text her, didn't email, didn't show up at the office. I let everyone think I was crushed, depressed, broken, but I was planning. Because Madison may have had the company, but I had something better. Relationships. She always treated clients like assets. I treated them like collaborators. I stayed up late fixing their problems. I remembered their kids' names. I knew their secrets. And now I was going to use those connections to bleed her dry. One client at a time. I started with the easiest target, Hollis Blake, CEO of a rising female-led startup that Madison never took seriously. I met her for lunch at Jones on 3rd, asked about her rebranding efforts, and mentioned I was freelancing again. By the end of the meeting, she handed me her card. "You were always the soul of Cole Agency," she said. Madison just ran the numbers. One down, then came the podcast bros, then the vegan shampoo startup, then the real estate TikTok twins. One by one, I picked them off. Not aggressively, not all at once, just quietly. Madison didn't even notice. Not yet, but she would. And when she did, she'd finally understand the cost of cutting me out. Not just business, but legacy. Cliffhanger, that night, Ethan checks Madison's company site. 3 of the most high-profile clients are no longer listed. Then he smiles and says, "Let's see how well she plays the game." Without the board, I didn't launch a flashy rival agency. I didn't put out press releases or beg clients to leave her. I just answered the phone when they called. Madison was too busy basking in her solo spotlight to notice that her empire was leaking. Quietly, bleeding from the seams. Not with noise, but with silence. That's how real things fall apart. The second client I stole wasn't even intentional. It was Jake Rains, the founder of a mental health app we'd helped blow up on TikTok. He texted me after a disastrous campaign rollout Madison's team ran without my input. "Bro, I don't know what's happening over there, but I need your brain on this." 2 meetings later, I was consulting under the table. 1 month later, I rewrote his entire brand voice and got him a new investor. He paid me triple. Then it clicked. I didn't have to fight Madison. I could just make myself necessary to the very people she took for granted. I branded myself as the fixer, the guy who wasn't stuck in boardrooms or corporate BS, the guy who got things done fast, quietly, under the radar, and it spread. Madison started feeling it in waves, sudden drops in revenue, clients pausing contracts, projects being reevaluated. She probably blamed the economy, or her team, or Mercury in retrograde. But deep down, I knew she was starting to suspect. Then she called me. First time in 5 months. Her voice was calm, but her breathing betrayed her. "Ethan, hey, just wanted to check in. How have you been?" I smiled, healing. She paused. "Are you working again?" "A little. Freelance, mostly." "Why?" "No reason. Just heard you had lunch with Hollis." Ah, there it was. I let the silence hang. "You okay, Madison?" "I'm fine," she said. "Too fast." Asterisk, good. I said, "Because you sound cornered." Click. She hung up that week. I got 4 new referrals, all from people still listed as active clients on her website. It was like taking candy from someone who never said thank you. Then came Theo Brandt. He was our white whale, tech billionaire, notoriously hard to impress, and Madison's crown jewel. He only ever worked with her because of me. I had cracked his brand strategy. I'd ghostwritten half his keynote speeches, and now his assistant was DMing me on LinkedIn. "Theo says he wants you. He's tired of the fluff." I met Theo in a hotel lounge in Santa Monica. "She's too loud," he said, sipping scotch. "You were always the one who understood brand energy." 2 hours later, he sent over an NDA and contract. That one broke her. I didn't see it, but I felt it. The moment she realized I was no longer her ex, I was now her competition. And, worse, I was winning. Cliffhanger. Madison posts a vague tweet. "You think you're destroying me, but you're just freeing me." Ethan sees it, chuckles, and texts Theo. "She's rattled. Let's go bigger." Madison never liked losing control. She was the queen of image. The one who curated every detail from the perfect Instagram shot to the exact wording of a press release. But for the first time, she was scrambling. I didn't have to show my face. Word did the damage. A leaked email here. A quietly published client complaint there. Rumors of internal chaos, of missed deadlines, of a toxic leadership style. All things she'd accused me of. The media smelled blood. Trade magazines ran headlines like, "The Fall of the Coal Agency." What went wrong? From power couple to power struggle, inside the PR firm's collapse. Clients started dropping like flies. Theo Brandt's departure was the final blow. When he signed with me, word got out fast. Suddenly, Madison wasn't just losing clients, she was losing face. She tried to fight back on social media, fired off angry tweets, tried to rally her team, but the cracks were too deep. And then she made a mistake. She hired a private investigator to dig up dirt on me. I found out through Jordan. They spent thousands chasing ghosts. I let them waste their money. Meanwhile, I secured contracts with half of Madison's old clients, quietly building my own consulting business under a different name. No logos, no fanfare, just results. One night, I walked past the old office building. The sign was already half taken down. I paused. The place where we built our dreams was dying, but me, I was just getting started. Cliffhanger. A text from Madison lands in my inbox. "You think you've won, but this isn't over." I smiled. It is for me. It all came down to one quiet moment. No dramatic boardroom showdown, no explosive confrontation, just a phone call. Madison was calling me. Her voice cracked, a mixture of anger, regret, and something I couldn't quite place. Vulnerability, maybe, or defeat. "Ethan, can we talk, please?" I hesitated. For a second, I almost said no, but I didn't. We met in a small cafe in downtown LA, neutral ground. She looked tired, older. The sharp confidence I remembered was replaced by something softer, more fragile. "I underestimated you," she admitted. "I thought I could erase you, but you survived." I nodded. I didn't just survive, I thrived. She looked down, silent. Then she whispered, almost to herself, "I lost everything, didn't I?" I leaned in. "You lost the company, the clients, the reputation, but maybe you lost something bigger. Trust, respect, a partner." She met my eyes. Was it worth it, all this destruction? I smiled. "I don't know if revenge is about worth. It's about balance, about setting the scales right." We talked for hours about mistakes, betrayals, and what could have been in that moment. I realized something. Revenge wasn't about winning. It was about reclaiming yourself, walking away with your dignity intact. I walked out of that cafe, feeling lighter. The past was behind me. The future was mine to build quiet, steady, and on my own terms. Weeks later, My new consulting firm quietly became one of the most sought after in LA. No flashy ads, no social media storms, just real work, real relationships, and sometimes, late at night, when the city was quiet, I'd think about Madison, about what we had and what we lost, and I'd smile, because sometimes the best revenge isn't loud. It's the peace you find when the storm finally passes.